Have you ever looked at a pigeon and thought, there's more to that bird than meets the eye? You see them pecking at the ground, cooing on statues, seemingly mindless creatures of the city. But what if I told you that's exactly what they want you to think? What if I told you that beneath that feathered facade lies one of the most sophisticated, clandestine organizations on the planet? Today, we pull back the curtain on the secret lives of pigeons. It all starts with something as simple as a coo. You're walking through the park, you see a pigeon perched atop a historical monument, making that familiar sound. But listen closer, is it just a coo, or is it a coded message? Our investigation began when we spotted something unusual. A pigeon, let's call him Agent Squawks, was cooing on a statue of General Bartholomew Higgins. As another pigeon approached, seemingly for a friendly chat, Agent Squawks subtly nudged what looked like a stale piece of bread. But this was no ordinary breadcrumb. As the second pigeon pecked at it, a tiny antenna extended, and a faint blue light blinked. It was a high-tech communications device, cleverly disguised. The cooing wasn't random, it was data transmission. The breadcrumb was the server. We had stumbled upon the grand deception. This single observation was our entry point into a world we never knew existed. We followed the second pigeon, the courier, as it flew a deliberately evasive route, doubling back over rooftops and darting through narrow alleyways. Its destination, a seemingly ordinary park bench. But under that bench, a scene unfolded that would change our perception of urban wildlife forever. This was no mere gathering of birds, this was a clandestine meeting of the highest order. Pigeons, with an air of serious authority, were gathered around a discarded newspaper. But they weren't just pooping on it, they were reviewing it. The stock market section, the political cartoons, the weather report, it was all being analyzed. This was their surveillance data. One pigeon, with a distinctive tuft of feathers, pointed a wing at a photo of the mayor cutting a ribbon. A series of rapid coos and head bobs followed a strategic briefing. They were assessing threats, identifying opportunities, and monitoring key human figures. This was the secret society in action, the hidden government operating right under our noses, literally under our park benches. So, what are they after? What could motivate such a complex operation? The answer is as simple as it is brilliant: resources. To understand their methods, you have to witness Operation Breadcrumb. We've all seen it. A person tosses a handful of crumbs, and suddenly, a chaotic frenzy of feathers erupts. Pigeons flock, they squabble, they flap their wings wildly. It looks like mindless competition for a meager meal, but it's not. It's a highly coordinated, intelligence-gathering maneuver. Watch closely next time. You'll see a few pigeons create a diversion, the fighters, drawing all the attention with their aggressive pecking and shoving. Meanwhile, another group, the listeners, positions themselves strategically near unsuspecting humans having a conversation. They pretend to be part of the chaos, but their heads are cocked, their eyes focused not on the food, but on the people. They're intercepting phone calls, listening to gossip, and gathering intel on everything from picnic locations to local political sentiments. The entire fight is a meticulously choreographed distraction, a feathery smokescreen for espionage. Every great organization needs a leader, a visionary. And in the pigeon world, that leader is known only as the Grand Squab. We managed to capture footage of one of their most secret rituals, the annual roost. Hidden away in the rafters of an abandoned clock tower, pigeons from all precincts gathered. The Grand Squab, a pigeon of imposing size and with an almost regal sheen to its feathers, stood on the highest perch. The air was thick with anticipation, and then, it began to unveil the master plan. It wasn't about world domination in the way we think of it. It was far more practical, and frankly, far more hilarious. The Grand Squab, through a series of dramatic coups translated by our advanced avian linguistics software, outlined a comically over-the-top plot to establish total control over the city's primary food sources. The plan involved several phases. Phase 1, the Great Feeder Heist. This involved using coordinated flight patterns to create minor wine vortexes, causing bird feeders in suburban backyards to spill their contents onto the ground for easy access. Phase 2, Operation Popcorn. This detailed a plan to short-circuit the popcorn machine at the city's outdoor cinema, creating a popcorn rain event during the summer blockbuster premiere. It was audacious, it was absurd, it was genius. But how do they maintain such discipline? How do they train their agents? Our investigation led us to what they called the Academy, located behind the air conditioning units of a downtown skyscraper. Here, young pigeons, or squabs, undergo rigorous training. They aren't just learning to fly. They're learning synchronized aerial maneuvers for distraction tactics. They practice decode dropping, which involves precisely aiming their ... Well, you know ... to make humans move from strategically important locations. They even have advanced courses in human sociology. They study our habits, our routines, our weaknesses. They know that a dropped ice cream cone guarantees a 5-minute window of unguarded conversation. They know that a person on a cell phone is oblivious to the small, gray agent listening intently from a nearby ledge. Their entire existence is a masterclass in exploiting our predictable human behavior. Their communication network is equally impressive. We've already seen the breadcrumbs device, but it goes deeper. The patterns of pigeons on telephone wires, not random. It's a form of visual semaphore, sending messages across entire city blocks. The way they flock and disperse from a town square. A signal to all agents in the vicinity that a high-value target, like a child with a bag of chips, has entered the area. They have even learned to mimic certain electronic sounds to interfere with our own devices, creating just enough static on a phone call to obscure a key piece of information they don't want us to share. It's a web of intrigue woven with coups, feathers, and an astonishing level of cunning. And like any good conspiracy, there are factions and rivalries. Not all pigeons are on board with the grand squad's vision. We've observed smaller, rogue groups. There are the Doves of Peace, a splinter group that believes in coexistence with humans and actively tries to sabotage the grand squad's plans by cleaning up spilled popcorn or alerting humans to a particularly sneaky agent. Then there are the Seagulls sympathizers, a radical faction that wants to form an alliance with the notoriously aggressive coastal birds to control not just the parks, but the beaches and boardwalks as well. These internal power struggles create a constant state of feathered drama, with turf wars being fought over prime statue real estate, and betrayals happening over a single dropped French fry. So, what does this all mean for us? Are we on the brink of a pigeon-led takeover? Probably not. Their master plan, while ambitious, seems primarily focused on ensuring a steady supply of carbs and a comfortable place to roost. But it does force us to reconsider our place in the urban ecosystem. We think we are the masters of the city, the top of the food chain, but all the while, a silent, feathered society has been watching, planning, and occasionally, pooping on our cars with strategic precision. They are the true observers, the patient strategists hiding in plain sight. They have built an empire under our feet and over our heads, fueled by our leftovers and our obliviousness. The next time you walk through the city, look around. See that pigeon staring at you from a street lamp. It might not be an empty gaze, it might be an agent sizing you up. That flock that suddenly takes flight as you walk by. It might not be because you startled them. It might be a signal, an alert passing through the network. The world is not what it seems. And the greatest conspiracy of all time might just be cooing on your windowsill, waiting for you to drop a crumb. The truth is out there, and it's covered in feathers. Thanks for watching our deep dive into the pigeon conspiracy. If you enjoy uncovering this feathered plot, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more shocking revelations from the world around us. And let us know in the comments what other everyday animals you think are hiding a secret. Stay vigilant, and never, ever underestimate a pigeon.